Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is March 16th, 2025. I don't know why I feel compelled to read out the date specifically today. But I've got some special plans today. I've been sleeping like a lump the entire day. Yesterday I was wicked busy with family and stuff, walking around. Since I started my new job and I graduated from college, pretty much those two things at the same time during the same year, which messed with my head quite a bit. I have been on a few medications. I've been on one since I was diagnosed with Asperger's at 15, and that one's been there since the beginning, and I'm still on it. So I had that. But then when I got to 2021, that was the year of, again, my graduation and my first job, that's when I started to have a lot of difficulties. So I was put on two more meds. And one of them, very tiny little sucker, but one pill was enough to really dampen my mood to the point where I wasn't able to feel anything. I wasn't able to be happy, sad, worried, or excited or anything. I couldn't feel anything because of this medication. And I never liked having it. And one of the worst side effects about it is that it actually added to my weight, like significantly. So, the reason why I bring that up is because as of last week, I updated my psychiatrist and he said I don't need to be on it anymore, which is great. I remember when I first had it, because the effects were so high, so prevalent, he actually allowed me to chop it in half, which I was happy about, and that helped enough. But now I'm off it forever, I hope, which is awesome. And that's done several really good things for me. Firstly, I feel that my mood is better. I'm able to be more happy. Excitement lasts longer. Like if something good happens, and a few good things happened last week, I'm able to mentally partake in that enjoyment for longer. So I'm really happy about that and what the future holds in regards to that longevity. Being able to be happy for a longer period of time. I'm really looking forward to that. I know it sounds weird, but that when you're on medication, you look forward to things like that. So I'm thrilled. I'm over the moon. I can't wait to feel good. It's going to be nice. Second thing that I've noticed, obviously I'm not losing weight yet. That takes time, but that's another thing I'm hoping for. Second thing that I have noticed, I am able to have nightmares again. And you're thinking, why am I saying that with a smile on my face? Nightmares are an interesting topic for me. I mean, well, dreams in general. I mean, we've already talked about the dream of February 14th, 2015. That became my very first short story, and that was basically my saving grace. I've been writing and creating ever since then, doing monster designs, doing writing poetry, philosophy, that whole smorgasbord of stuff. So dreams are very important to me, but so are nightmares. Now, here's the thing. I'm not scared of nightmares. It's very rare when I am, because usually when I do have nightmares, they usually have really crazy, weird creatures or monsters and stuff like that. But those don't scare me. I just have them, and then I can turn them into cool stuff. Like drawings, artwork, stories. So they're really fun to have. I love having nightmares. I don't feel scared while I'm experiencing them. The only nightmares that do scare me are really, really boring, like losing teeth. That's a really common one. Or being in school again, like grade school, not college. College was great, but being in grade school, being in social situations, really stupid, boring surface level stuff. So, like, I don't even count those, but those are the only times where I have a dream that frightens me in my sleep. But if there are ever, like, really scary creatures in my nightmares, I'm actually having fun. I'm not even scared in the dream. So, I don't even know if I could call it a nightmare, but that being said, I've had less of them as a result of the medication. I didn't even realize that. For the past 3 years, I haven't been as creative. Like, I've been still making monsters, still making characters and stuff like that, but nothing up to a certain level of madness that I love to have when I'm designing these characters. And I didn't realize that until last night. And I woke up and I'm like, holy shit, I'm having these awesome nightmares again. Well, the first one of these nightmares I can describe. I was a little kid. I was kind of being chased by like a Dementor kind of creature through a mansion. Like dark robes, no face, kind of just chasing me around the corridors and stuff like that. So that was one that from a very long time ago. The very first nightmare I do remember is as a child I used to suck my thumb a lot and it like got all like chewed up and gross. So I remember having like a really quick nightmare of being like in this sandy desert or something and there was a skeleton with a power drill that was drilling into my thumb. It was a silent nightmare. There was no audio or anything like that. But I woke up and I was fine. Like I wasn't scared or anything, even as a kid. I wasn't scared of that. I wasn't scared of the Dementor dream. I don't know why I had that one. That was weird. But yeah, I also had ones that were a lot more elaborate. That I like outlined but never turned into full stories. But I want to write them down for memory's sake. There's one where I was in a place that I called the Theater of Bones and Blood, which was really awesome. I was walking into this theater and there was almost this bloody pool of like, well, skulls and a lot of blood and just body parts floating around. And there was like this interesting order of events. So like there was a pool, then there was like this arrangement of statues, and there was like it felt like an actual linear story, which is a really cool thing about it. Similar to the February 14th dream, which we've talked about before. Not in very explicit detail. Maybe one day we could do that as well, even though it's a weird one, so that's going to be tough. I also had one rather recently, while on the medication. I don't remember what I called it, but I was like on this tropical island, but there were zombies. There's a video game that did that once, so I don't know, maybe I pulled it from there, but that was really cool. I really enjoyed writing that outline on that. Again, I write those outlines to preserve them, but also if I really want to commit to them, then I can always go back, reread them, then I'll remember it, and then I can turn it into a poem or story or whatever I want. But anyways, I had a nightmare last night, finally getting to it, and it was actually really cool. I was almost in this hell-like landscape, so red sands and all that. Very closely resembles one world that I write about called the Other World. That's basically this. I'm trying to explain what it looks like. It's like an inverted planet where instead of walking on the surface of a large sphere, you're walking on the inside of a sphere that loops back around to meet itself. And it's dramatically smaller than the Earth. So you can actually see the other end of the world by just looking up. And you can see like where you'd go if you walked halfway across. And then at the very center of it all, hovering in between, is the eye. That's the way in and out of Otherworld. And all of it is created by a creature called the Imp, who is actually pictured right there in my charcoal drawing. That's a stylistic rendering. That's not the more accurate one. But yeah, so the Imp created the Otherworld. The Otherworld is basically my version of hell, effectively. And I think this stream took place there. I mean, the word Otherworld wasn't overtly stated, but I don't remember the details of what it was about. Most of my dreams are kind of scattered. There's no real rhyme or reason to them. But there was a new creature that was in the dream that was really awesome and got me very excited, to the point that I wanted to implement them into my stories. And it wasn't just one creature, it was many. It was a flock of them. They were called chicken ladies. And basically, they were like humanoid. They looked like us. So, like, you got a head, you got arms, you got legs, all that. But they were all women. And they all had really long noses that had like a blunt end at the end of them. I'm trying to describe how they looked in the dream as opposed to what I did with the sketch, because I drew them later on. And what they did to people is they were nonverbal. They didn't talk at all. They just shrieked and charged in herds at people and bludgeoned people to death with their large noses. And it was such a creepy and awesome image that I had to, as soon as I woke up, write a whole backstory connecting to the Other World, which I did. I won't bother you with the whole all the details there. But I can't show you the drawings. I have that right here. Those are some of the chicken ladies. They vary a little bit. They are created by the imp himself. They are basically a subspecies of a greater species called the Stitched. Basically, what the imp can do is when somebody passes away, if they were a bad person, he can drag them into the other world, their spirit, and then turn them into these fleshy, stitched together creatures called the Stitched. And they're usually one of a kind, they're all unique, but this is the first time where there's like a subdomain of the Stitched, a collective, and they're all called chicken ladies. So there's just hordes of them, like up to 60, maybe more, just roaming around the sands, like sniffing the air, crouching down, pecking at corpses. And I just thought it was such a nasty and grody image. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Because I'm off my meds, I'm able to be more creative, and that might make me able to not just make more stuff on my computer, on the page, or whatever, but I could do more stuff here, tell you more about the creative process, because now that my brain's a little bit more unhinged, quite literally, because I'm not on the medication anymore, I can have more ideas to present to you, and the creative process. So I'm really excited about that. Let me know what you think in the comments. But yeah, that's all I wanted to share. Chicken ladies. That's where we're going right now. Their story's complete. It's going to be very easy to lock into the Otherworld short story whenever I get to it. Right now I'm working on Step Apex Rising, which is coming along really well. But yeah, Otherworld will probably be the next story that I work on. Not soon, because Step Apex Rising is going to take a very long time. But when I do get to Otherworld, then the chicken ladies will fit in easily. They're not going to interrupt the story or anything. They're just going to actually fill in some pockets that I had. So it's going to be a useful plot device, actually. And they'll have a purpose. So really looking forward to that. It's going to take a while. But until then, did the sketch, did a write-up. Now I know what to do. So that's going to be fun. Can't wait. That's all I have. And if there's any other characters or stories that you'd like me to talk about that I've alluded to in past videos or this video, then do feel free to let me know. And I could do that. These videos are really freaking easy to make. So, yeah, keep me posted. And I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. I guess also go in the vlog playlist. I don't really know where else to put it. But, yeah, hope you enjoyed. And have a great night.